Well, when it came to the crunch, former President Jacob Zuma handed himself over to police and correctional services without any violence to serve his 15-month sentence. But for a time, there was some concern that Zuma would not go quietly. So who or what convinced the former president to hand himself over peacefully? Well, Andre Vlok is a conflict resolution expert, and he joins us now live. Andre, I've always wanted to be a conflict resolution expert. I just think I'd probably be terrible at it. But your job description fascinates me. I was chatting to some, former top task force members last night, and what they said to me was that they would never, or really try not to penetrate the compound by force. They would use hostage negotiators to talk the target out, and force should be the absolute last resort. What would you have done should Jacob Zuma not have handed himself over quietly?
You know, Annika, it's maybe not the popular opinion, but we must keep a bit of context here as well. This is a warrant for arrest for contempt. This has got nothing to do with the allegations against Mr. Zuma. So to answer your question, if he refused to hand himself over, I certainly, if I was involved in that team, I would not have been interested in any violence. There are other ways to resolve such a standoff. We're not talking about hostage negotiation here. We're talking about, a dispute about a warrant. It certainly doesn't justify any violence. I'm glad it ended the way it did last night, though.
I mean, ultimately, there were intense negotiations at very high level with police. What sort of things do you think they could have considered and discussed?
That's the difficult one. The clever way to have done it would have been to point out to Mr. Zuma to speak to his better part, to speak to the better Jacob Zuma, the man who one hopes has a sense of responsibility towards his people, a man who wishes to retain dignity, a man who wishes to show his followers that he's got courage to face what lies ahead. A man who also speaks to the man who needs this process to still give him a way out, to start talking, to convince him to start talking about the positive outcomes that remain on the table to this day, even after last night.
Andre, I know where you are. There's very, very bad weather, and so there's a slight sound echo, which is not great quality. Very quickly, what does this peaceful situation say to the rest of South Africa, do you think?
I think that we should approach all of this very cautiously, be careful with the rhetoric, use the energy here. The court has brought us here. There's a lot of positives on the table. We shouldn't turn this into, just an incarceration. We should be ambitious. We should understand Mr. Zuma has done a lot of damage to this country. We should use this energy to the benefit of the people. This isn't about Jacob Zuma. This is about what the people of South Africa can gather from this, can salvage from this process. And there's a lot to be salvaged.
Thank you so much. That was Andre Vlok, a negotiator in conflict management and employment dispute specialist. Thanks so much.